Shopping is dropping, but retailers are still paying sky-high rents. Why the squeeze on business is a problem for landlords.
Well, it was $1,000 a day rent, and we had 5 staff to run it each day, so it was a very expensive store.
And BHP's new man of steel, delivering a bumper profit and a warning to shareholders over the coronavirus. For one Sydney retailer, paying $1,000 a day rent wasn't hard, it was impossible. That business has moved and thrived. But for thousands of others, high rents have seen them close their doors. Increasingly, big retail landlords like Scentre Group, which operates Westfield, are offering discounts, with tenants hoping the days of automatic annual rent increases may become a thing of the past. Andrew Robertson reports.
Retail veteran Jacqueline Major has seen the good, the bad and the ugly of landlords in her 30 years in business. She says Westfield Bondi Junction in Sydney's eastern suburbs nearly put her out of business.
Well, Westfield was a 220 square metre store. It was $1,000 a day rent, and we had 5 staff to run it each day, so it was a very expensive store.
When she struggled to find that $1,000 a day, Jacqueline Major says Westfield's reaction was swift.
They rip out your sock fit. Doesn't matter how much it costs you. You put in the dumpster, basically.
But what goes round comes round, and now it's the landlords who have a problem.
You've had a coalition victory and 3 rate cuts to seen house price improve, and we haven't seen that wealth effect translate into strong retail sales, and we don't think it will for a while yet.
Even those at the top are feeling the pinch. Scentre Group, the operators of Westfield, is Australia's premier retail landlord and saw operating income grow by just 2% last year.
It's not shooting the lights out, but we've also got to recognise that we're in a low inflation environment.
Scentre Group's earnings have been sustained by the traditional practice of landlords, automatic rent increases. This year it was 4%, well above sales growth.
Provided that we have that demand for customers coming to our centres, we believe we are able to continue to have that growth, and that's contractual obligations that in terms of growth rates is important for us, and I think it's sustainable as far as the business is concerned.
But a number of things are putting the brakes on income growth. The demise of so many fashion chains in recent times has many centres renting to a different type of tenant.
Putting more food and bev, more services, so doctors, medical, RTA, banks, where people want to be in the mall and not leave the mall, but they don't typically pay the same sort of rents that fashion or apparel retailer does.
And in these straitened economic times, landlords are being forced to offer discounts to persuade existing tenants to renew their leases or new tenants to sign up.
We think those will persist for some time forward until retail sales improve, where retailers can pay more rent.
And that's reflected in the market's view of retail landlords. Scentre Group is trading lower today than it was 2 years ago. Another pure-play retailer, Vicinity, has also seen its price fall in that time.
As we curate the right mix, we're not necessarily going to get the same level of rent as what we had from a previous retailer. And I don't necessarily expect that.
An example of how tough it's getting for retail landlords can be found here at Mossman on Sydney's lower North Shore. This is one of the wealthiest suburbs in Australia, but in this shopping centre at the moment, there are around a dozen stores for lease.
It just shows that the demand for tenants is weak, and also the expectations of landlords being here and tenants is about here, and they've got to meet some in the middle.
For Jacqueline Major, paying $1,000 a day is long gone. She's about to move out of her warehouse back into a store at 1/10 of the rent she was paying at Westfield Bondi Junction.
We found somebody that wanted to listen to us and give us a rent that we could achieve, and we can retail quite happily, knowing we can pay the rent at the end of the day.
But in an ominous sign for landlords, Oz Resort now does the bulk of its business online, and you don't pay rent in cyberspace.
Andrew Robertson there. Coles is the latest big employer to admit underpaying